Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be trying something a little bit different on my channel. Over the past few days, I have been reading The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, and I decided to try and do a video series in which I implement the stuff that is outlined in this book. In this book, she details her Konmari method of tidying that she came up with, and I decided to go ahead and try to do it because this book is really interesting, and if this is a way that I can get my apartment in a neater state of being, that would be really awesome. So I'm going to be starting to attempt doing the KonMari method. Since there is this entire book devoted to the method, I'm not going to try to explain it to y'all too much except for to describe what I am doing at each point in the process. So I will do that. If you are interested in picking up the book, I would recommend it. I thought it was a really interesting read, but I haven't started trying to implement any of these methods yet, so I can't say whether or not the actual method of organization works yet, but we're gonna be seeing that in this video series. So the first part of your household that you're supposed to tidy is your clothing, and that's what this entire video is going to be. This entire first video is just going to be clothing because clothing is actually broken up into several different categories. So right now I'm going to start with the first one of those, which is tops. So right off the bat, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take everything you own of that specific item and to put it in a pile either on the floor or on the bed or somewhere, but it has to all be in one place and you have to have all of them there. And then you go through those items that you have piled up all together and you have to touch every single one of them. That's a key thing. And you have to think whether or not this inspires joy in you. And this wording is just a little bit too cutesy for me, like whether or not it sparks joy in you, but essentially she's meaning like whether or not you feel an attachment to it other than just like making excuses for keeping it. So because this process is going to take a really long time, I'm not going to record myself actually going through the process of getting rid of things. I'll show you the pile beforehand and the pile afterward and maybe talk about different items that I've decided to get rid of. Now she does divide up jackets and tops in the book, and what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to include my hoodies as part of my jackets because I have a ton of plaid and long sleeve t-shirts and normal t-shirts, which are in this dresser right here. So I'm going to focus on those today and include the hoodies in with the jackets later on down the line. So now I'm going to pile everything together and then I'll show you the pile both before and after. Okay, so I've just gone around my apartment and I believe I've collected every single top that I own. It's not surprising the number of things that are sitting in front of me, but it's just like there's a lot of stuff sitting in front of me right now, and it's weird seeing it all in one place. So I don't know if y'all are ready to see this. I mean, y'all think I just wear black and that's the only thing I own. Oh, you're in for a surprise. So here they are in all of their glory, all the shirts that I own. It's a lot. Like I said, I'm not surprised. It's just a lot seeing them all in one spot. So I'm not going to record myself going through these, but I will show you the pile again once I've gone through them and have decided what to keep and what to get rid of. Hey y'all, so it's a few hours later and I finally finished going through all of my tops, and it is a huge improvement. Before I actually show you what all I did, I counted everything just because I was curious, and I got rid of almost exactly half of my shirts, so that's pretty awesome. So let me go ahead and show you the pile that I got rid of and then the stuff that I'm keeping. So at the beginning I made a joke about, haha, you guys think I only wear black because I only wear black in my videos, and funny enough, I got rid of almost all of the colorful stuff. So here's the pile of all of the colorful stuff that I got rid of. There's some black in there, it's just down at the bottom. And then I have this special 4-shirt pile on the ground. These are all kind of special shirts. The Academy is one that I loved in high school and I still really love it. It just doesn't fit. These two down here are ones that I got at concerts. This one's actually signed. And then I just love that shirt and I never really wore it because it never fit correctly. And I kind of want to do maybe some sort of wall art with it. I don't know. I'm going to keep it to do that. And then here are all the tops that I decided to keep. It's a lot smaller pile, obviously. It's a lot of dark colors, which is what I wear anyway. And I think I actually folded up my long sleeve t-shirts, which were hung up because they didn't fit in drawers, but I think that I can fit all of these in one drawer now, which is super awesome. So yeah, my tops are complete, and I'm gonna get rid of the ones that I'm not keeping. Hey, it's the same day, and I have decided that I'm just gonna keep on going to the next category because I've got some free time and I wanted to keep on going. So the next category is pants or bottoms. So I've grabbed all my bottoms from my closet and my drawers. There's quite a bit less than there were tops, and I'm just gonna go through these. It shouldn't take way too long, and I'll get back with you in a little bit. So I'm back. That really didn't take very long, and at first I didn't think that I got rid of very much, but then I went through and counted everything, and I actually cut down my pants by like about a third. I have about 2/3 of what I used to have. I think what I learned in doing this is that there are some jeans that I really love that I totally forgot actually still fit and I had in my closet. And B, overall, in general, I actually really like my pants. I tend to look for specific types of jeans or pants, and then I get exactly what I want. So I think that my jeans were actually in pretty good shape, but now I've kind of whittled it down to just the ones that I actually really like. So here's what I have left. We got this pile of pants and jeans over here, and then some loungewear and shorts over here. Overall, I think I've got a pretty good selection of stuff left. Okay, so I was going to stop for the day, but then I decided not to. So next I'm moving on to jackets and all other stuff that's hung up. So anything like hoodies, coats, jackets is what I'm gonna get to next. And this is my starting pile, which is pretty big because I wear a lot of jackets and hoodies. Okay, so I finished getting rid of the jackets. And I would say that I got rid of about 1/3 of them, a little bit less than 1/3. A lot of these are just really practical. Like, I'm not a big coat person, but I mean, sometimes I need a coat. So yeah, I got rid of as much as I think I need to get rid of, and I really like what I have left over. Okay, so next on the list are socks. So here is the before pile of the socks. Okay, so here's the completed pile of socks. I didn't really get rid of a ton of them. I mostly just went through and got rid of all the old ones and all the ones that had holes, and just generally the ones that I don't really like anymore. So these are the ones I was left with, and these are the ones that I'm keeping. So the next category on the list is undergarments, which obviously I'm not going to be showing you. But after that is like bags and purses and stuff, and I really don't have any of those to go through because all I have is my backpack and my purse and my library bag. I don't have any other bags that I switch out, so I really don't have to go through those and get rid of anything, so I'm not showing you those either. So the next time you'll see me is after a couple more categories when I go through accessories, which will be in a couple seconds for y'all and quite a while for me. Okay, I'm back again. It's later the same day. Now I'm going to be moving on to accessories, so I'm going to be dealing with this stuff. Shouldn't take too long, and I will be back when I'm done with them. Okay, so I'm done with accessories, and I'm left with very little because, as you may be able to tell from me in general and from these items, I don't accessorize very much. So yeah, this is what I have left in the accessories. So it looks like we're actually going to finish up the clothing tonight with the shoes. So yeah, this is my before pile of shoes. Y'all might not actually know this because you never see the lower half of my body, but my shoes are actually some of my favorite articles of clothing, so it's gonna be interesting to try to get these narrowed down, but we're gonna try. Okay, so here we are at the end of the shoe disposal, and these are the shoes that I've decided to keep. Yes, I'm very well aware that I have 2 pairs of moccasins. It's because I wear them out so quickly. But yeah, these are the shoes that I've decided to keep around. So this is my pile of stuff that I'm getting rid of from just my clothes. This is a lot more than I think I thought it would be. Yeah, I don't think I expected to get rid of all of this stuff, but going through it, that is what I decided to get rid of. Okay, so I definitely didn't expect to get through the entirety of my clothing in one day, but that is essentially what I just did. I am done with my closet. It is completely done. My shoes are all done. My dresser is all done. Everything's all done. So I guess I'm going to offer some kind of like final thoughts before I sign off for the end of what is probably a very long video. The whole idea of an item sparking joy within me is still one that I find a little bit too cutesy and is a little bit elusive for me, because for me just touching something doesn't make my mood go up or my heart race or anything, whatever it's supposed to be. Like, physically touching the item doesn't really do that to me. That being said, sometimes with a lot of the shirts and pants and stuff like that, when I tried them on, sometimes I did get like not a feeling of joy or anything, but a more positive feeling, and I was glad to be wearing it. And so that was kind of my like spark of joy type moment. But quite honestly, the idea of something sparking joy within me when I just touch it is kind of a silly concept. But even though I felt that like emotion of sparking joy was really silly, I feel like I did still kind of figure out a way to discern my feelings about an item without that like requisite spark of joy. One thing that Marie says in her book all the time is that her clients never relapse. And she kind of explains this as like people, once they have found this perfect state of organization and when they have only things that they truly love surrounding them, like they never want it to get out of order or something kind of along those lines. And while again, I think that's a little bit too cutesy for me, I do kind of to some extent understand what she means. Because right now, as I look over to my closet, which I guess I'll show you in just a second once I'm done with this rambly bit, I look over at it and I like feel a sense of happiness because I know that I personally decided today that I want to keep every single one of those items and that those items are the ones that make me actually happy and excited to wear them or just to have them still. And I think that that is kind of my version of sparking joy because I see it and it looks so well organized, but it's also all items that I really am glad to have. So in terms of what was hard and what was easy, I think that it's the same for both. I think that the shirts were both the hardest and the easiest task. Because with my shirts, I really have not gone through them in a very long time. And so I had a ton of tops where I could just like throw it in the discard pile almost immediately. Like, y'all saw the before and after. You saw how many brightly colored shirts there were at the beginning and how there was a distinct lack of them by the end. Because I used to really enjoy wearing brightly colored V-necks, and I really don't anymore. The only colors that I wear other than black and gray are typically reds or purples and occasionally blue. And so those like orange bright V-necks were just not something I wanted to still wear. So that was the easy part. But the shirts were also a little bit hard because, like I said, I haven't gone through them in a while, and so I have some shirts from late high school and early college when I was a little bit thinner, and it's not something that I normally think about or worry about, but it was sometimes sad looking at those shirts where I really still liked the design, or it was like a band tee and I really still liked it, but I just simply can't wear it anymore. And so that was a little bit difficult because I had to get rid of some shirts that otherwise I would really still love to have, but I just can't wear them anymore, and that's a little bit sad. So yeah, there were those few shirts that I decided to keep and like use as artsy stuff, but most of them I did just get rid of because in some ways it wasn't so hard because it has been such a long time since I've been able to wear them, so they have just been sitting at the back of my drawer not being used, and I'm used to not wearing them. But it was kind of hard to actually get rid of them and say, I don't want this anymore or I can't have this anymore. That was a little bit difficult. But all that being said, I think that I'm off to a pretty good start with all this organization. Like I said, I keep looking over my closet. I really like the way it looks, except that the top shelf is still messy with stuff, but there's a specific order to cleaning stuff, and clothes are first and not the boxes at the top of my closet. So that's eventually, but I guess before I sign off, I will go ahead and show you all this stuff in my closet, and not the drawers. Maybe the drawers, because I did organize those pretty well, but definitely the closet. So here is my closet in all of its glory. Everything is neatly hung up and organized, and it's all really great. And then down there, all of my shoes that are all neatly organized, even though it's super dark down there. So that is it for this first video where I try the Konmari method. The next video will be here eventually, and the next section that I have to work on should be books, which is interesting because she, as I said earlier, her method is to put everything on the floor. So that means I have to empty my bookcases. That'll be interesting. So yeah, that will be interesting when it happens, but we'll get there eventually. As always, I will leave links down in the description to my blog, Twitter, and Goodreads. Please add me as a friend on Goodreads. I would love to be friends with all of you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.